Morning everybody. So this video is going to be my third in this series on probiotics and prebiotics, and today I'm going to take you through comparing and contrasting some of the varieties of probiotics that you can get at your local store. So I am going to be showing clips of me going to Target, and then I have pictures of all the different types of probiotics that they offer there. And then I will come back to you and sort of explain which ones I like and which ones I don't really like. And then there's going to be a separate video, probably my last video in this series, at least at this time, and talk about some of my super favorite probiotics that I generally get on Amazon, and they're pretty cheap. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. I'm on my way to Target to do some research on different probiotics and prebiotics just to see what they have in store. I usually buy mine on Amazon, but sometimes it's nice to just go to the store and actually compare them for yourself. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to take you guys along and film some things. By the way, don't mind my hair or lack thereof and my face. I haven't wanted to deal with my hair in a couple of days. It's like really curly, so I'll have to deal with it tonight before I head to Portland in the morning, but right now this is about all I can manage. So alright, see you at the store. The reason that I chose Target, besides the fact that it's like 3 miles from my house, is that I know it's a national store and they carry roughly the same inventory no matter where you are in the country. It's also, aside from Walmart, one of the cheaper locations that you can purchase things such as probiotics and other supplements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk into the store, I'm going to go into the supplement and vitamin section, and I'm just going to see what different like probiotic formulas that I can find. I'll take pictures, film them, and then I'll go back home and sort of review them based on what I know of the ingredients, the active ingredients, which would be the actual bacteria or probiotic, and the filler ingredients. So do they have gluten in them? Do they have any sort of egg or dairy derivative in them that might be an allergy trigger for some people? And I know, as you know, Crohn's and other inflammatory diseases and other autoimmune diseases, allergies can be a big concern. So we'll look at both the active part and the filling and capsule ingredients. So I have 9 different probiotic blends that I found at Target to run through in this video. I don't have time, otherwise this is going to be literally hours long, to run through each of the different strains of bacteria. If anyone would actually like to see that, what the difference is between lactobacillus and bifidobacterium and all of the different other types of probiotics you can buy on the market, let me know and I will do a separate video about that. But right now we're just going to run through just like a shopping guide of which ones I think might give you the best bang for your buck. So the first one we're going to start with is Phillip's Colon Health. So Phillip's Colon Health has 1.5 billion bacteria, and their main bacteria source is lactobacillus bacteria. There's also 2 different types of bifidobacterium in this probiotic. Now 1.5 billion, that seems like a huge number, but as we move along through these probiotics, you'll see that it's actually not that big of a number. Some of these bacteria numbers go up to 30 billion, I'm sorry. And these numbers are deceiving. I want to put that out there first. So as one of these says, the Align probiotic even tells you on the package that they start out with a certain number of bacteria that are alive at time of encapsulation, meaning at time of manufacture. And by the time you take it, that number can reduce tenfold or 100-fold. And so these numbers are just a guide. And yes, I would recommend getting one with a higher number, at least 1 billion. 1 billion should be your minimum. And then going up from there, because assuming that the more live ones you have at the beginning, the more are going to be alive by the time you take it. So continuing with Phillip's colon health, as I said, it's 1.5 billion. There is a lactobacillus and 2 different types of bifidobacterium. Sorry if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes. And then there's only a few other ingredients in it, so it's a really short ingredient list, which we all love. It has potato starch. Now, potatoes, most people don't have a problem with potatoes. They're considered pretty innocuous in the nutrition world, meaning they're not a very high allergen. Like, most people can tolerate potato-derived ingredients just fine. There's also gelatin. So if you're looking for something that is vegan, this is not for you. And there's also silicon dioxide. So silicon dioxide is also known as silica. Silica is everywhere in this world. It's a naturally occurring element, you could almost say, and it's really, I'm going to use this word again, but it's innocuous. It doesn't really bother anyone. It's used as an anti-caking agent, which means it's used to dry things out. So basically, as it goes through our body, it just acts as a type of fiber. That's basically what it equates to. So I don't see anything in these ingredients lists that should really throw a red flag up for anyone unless you're looking for a vegan supplement. As I said, there is gelatin in this one. So Phillip's Colon Health, I've taken it myself. I don't recall having any great effects or any negative effects. Really, there's nothing very memorable about it. So we're going to move on to the next one now, which is Culturelle Digestive Health. So Culturelle Digestive Health, the just regular plain old one with the purple on the edges, has 10 billion bacteria in it, and it is mainly composed of a lactobacillus bacteria. And in addition to this bacteria, it actually contains its own prebiotic. So inulin is a type of fiber that acts as a prebiotic that feeds your probiotic bacteria. And it's actually made from something called chicory root. Now, if you watched my prebiotic video, you know that chicory root is a great source of prebiotics because it is a great source of inulin. So this probiotic supplement only contains lactobacillus GG, but it does have a healthy number at 10 billion. And in the other ingredients, so it says it has no color, no yeast, no wheat, and no soy. It does contain vitamin C, which most of us get enough of in our daily lives, so that's not really a plus or a minus. It's just something that you're paying for to be in your supplement. It also has methylcellulose sucrose, which is just table sugar, magnesium stearate, which a lot of these probiotic supplements have in it, and I'll explain that in a moment. It also has titanium dioxide, which again, most of these probiotic supplements contain titanium dioxide. It is also in milk, and it's just used to color things white. So we could argue whether it belongs in there or not, but again, most likely you're already taking that in your everyday diet. And again, it has that silica or silicon dioxide. So I will address the magnesium stearate now. So what magnesium stearate is, stearate or stearic acid is a type of fatty acid. And so you basically have 2 stearates attached to a magnesium in magnesium stearate. And what it is a lubricating agent, and it's very, very common in tablet forms of any sort of supplement and even in medications. So basically, again, I'm going to use that word innocuous. It's harmless. And again, we could argue about whether it belongs in there or not, but it's just part of the manufacturing process of a supplement. The third probiotic I want to talk about now is Align. Now, there is a big red flag with this one. Align contains milk. Now, where the milk comes from is in sodium caseinate. Casein is one of the proteins in milk. You have whey and casein. And casein is one of those controversial proteins in the autism diet. Now, autism diets cut out all gluten and dairy derived items, anything with gluten or casein in them is a no-no on the autism diet. Now, the jury's out on whether gluten and casein actually affect autism, but the fact is that this supplement has milk. Now, if you're looking for something that's vegan, if you're GFCF, if you are allergic to dairy in any way, you're not going to want to take this particular probiotic. Now, this probiotic has, again, a proprietary blend, except it's a proprietary blend of one. It is a Bifidobacterium infantis, and there are 1 billion cultures of this Bifidobacterium. So 1 billion, it hits our threshold, but is it that great? Maybe not. And again, it has that milk in there, so it may not be the best for everyone. Now, it also has cellulose and mellose, which are going to form your capsule component of the actual encapsulation of the bacteria. Again, it has magnesium stearate. It also has sucrose, which is that table sugar, the sodium caseinate, the titanium dioxide for color. It also has citrate dihydrate, which is a preservative. And then it has a gum and a propylgallate, which, again, they're just making up that substance. That propylgallate is just in there to reduce oxidation. So again, it's a preservative. And next we're going to move on to Digestive Advantage. So there are many different Digestive Advantage probiotics on the market, as there are with many of these brands. They have these different proprietary blends within each of their supplements. They're basically all the same, as all of these probiotics are, and it's just going to come up to personal preference, but I'm just trying to tell you what you're going to get the most for your money out of. So the Digestive Advantage one I looked at was just the regular run-of-the-mill Digestive Advantage without Women's Health or Extra Care or any of that. So this Digestive Advantage supplement has added calcium. Now, again, we can argue about whether that belongs in a probiotic supplement, but it's there. It's just something you're paying for within your probiotic supplement. Again, most Americans are getting enough calcium in their diet through milk or leafy greens or anything like that, herring. We're going to be getting enough of it, or most people who are taking supplementation take a multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement, so they're already getting that sodium. This is just, you're getting extra in this, but you're paying for it. Another red flag on this one is that it does contain a soy-derived ingredient. Soy is one of those big 8 allergens, so if you have any issues with soy, you're going to want to avoid this one. So Digestive Advantage has 2 billion bacillus bacteria. It is one type of bacillus bacteria. We haven't talked about bacillus yet, so this is one that actually kind of makes this one unique. There's also maltodextrin, which tends to be a corn-derived sugar. You can get maltodextrin from other places, but it is a sugar. It has mellose, which again is going to form that capsule. Magnesium stearate, again, which is that lubricant. Titanium dioxide for color. Cellulose is also going to form that capsule. It has silicon dioxide, or that silica, that anti-caking agent, and then it has chlorophyllin in it. So chlorophyllin, this is another one we could argue whether it belongs in a probiotic supplement or not, but what it is a derivative of chlorophyll. And most of us will remember from our biology classes that chlorophyll is the pigment that turns leaves green. Now, chlorophyllin, some people take it to reduce body odor, basically. People say it reduces fecal odor, the odor of urine, even BO. Now, there's no evidence to suggest that it actually does this. So basically, this is another ingredient that you're paying for that may or may not belong in there. So next, we're going to talk about Florastor. So Florastor really didn't have that many or that much information on the actual label, so I know a little bit less about this one. But what I can tell you is that it contains a different strain or different really family of bacteria altogether. It is a Saccharomyces probiotic supplement. And again, in a separate video, I can get into the different types of bacteria and what they may or may not do for your body. But this one is suggested that you take it 1 or 2 times a day. You could take it with or without food like all other probiotics, and that it may contain traces of soy, and it does contain lactose. Again, it's a milk derivative. Some people are lactose intolerant. Now, one of the Florastor claims is that it can increase your lactase production. But for people who already aren't producing lactase or aren't producing enough lactase, including lactose in your diet is not necessarily going to help you start producing that enzyme again. So this probiotic blend, I don't really recommend it. So next we're going to talk about Trubiotics. So Trubiotics, the just regular run-of-the-mill Trubiotics, again, not one with an extra label on it, does contain milk. So red flag right there, it contains milk. It does have 1.5 billion lacto-acidophilus and bifido-animalis bacteria. So it's got a good number, 1.5 billion, and it has 2 different strains of 2 different families of bacteria. It contains sugar, milk, as I said, so that's an allergy red flag right there, and yeast. It also contains vitamin C, so that's something that you're paying for that you may or may not want in your probiotic supplement. It has inositol, again, magnesium stearate, which is that lubricant, sodium glutamate, and titanium dioxide, which is for coloring. And so inositol, it's a pseudo vitamin. So basically, it can act like a vitamin in the body, like many vitamin Bs in the body, but there's no scientific evidence to support any of the claims that supplement companies put out there. So there has been some evidence, some studies, I should say, that go in either direction as to whether inositol can help with things like depression or reproductive issues like PCOS and testosterone, too much testosterone in a woman's body, things like that. So inositol, what is it doing in this probiotic? I really don't know, but it is something, again, that you're paying for. So the next probiotic I want to talk to you about is the Nature's Way Fortify Digestive Health Probiotic Blend. So this probiotic blend says it has 50 billion CFUs, or 50 billion colonies of bacteria. That's a big number. That's a huge number. It's probably the highest number that we'll see of the ones that I reviewed at Target. So it has 2 different strains of lactobacillus and 4 different strains of bifidobacterium. So these 6 strains of bacteria are very closely related. They're just slightly different colony numbers, but it's a lot. It's a lot of bacteria, and so even if a lot of them die on the way to your colon, some of them will still get there. So it's a good number. It has cellulose and mellose, which again are going to make up that capsule, along with the gel and gum. Again, it has the silica as the anti-caking agent, and the magnesium stearate, which is the lubricant. Now, it does have a fairly short list of ingredients. It says right on the packaging that it's gluten-free, so that's great. I see nothing here that looks milk-derived or soy-derived, and it would have to say, again, if it had soy or milk in it, and it does not say that it does. So this one's looking pretty good. It's a short list of ingredients, which is great, and a really high number of bacteria, and it's got several different strains of bacteria. So this one I would definitely recommend. So the last one that we're going to look at is the Renew Life Ultimate Flora. The Renew Life Ultimate Flora box that I looked at and reviewed is the Extra Care one. So this one says it has 30 billion bacterium, and this one actually has, let's see, 10 strains of bacteria. So it has 3 different bifidobacterium and 7 different lactobacillus bacteria. And it's really great because they all show they're very different strains of those different bacterias. So unlike the last one that we talked about, where they were basically the same with just different colony numbers, these ones are actually different strains of those bacteria. And it has 30 billion. I mean, that's a really good number as well. It says right on the packaging that it's gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. As for the other ingredients on the packaging, they're basically plant cell walls, so it's made of cellulose. The capsule is made of cellulose and water. So that's really great, and it's going to act again as a little bit of a fiber going through your body, because cellulose, as we know, it's only broken down by that last bit of bacteria, and it helps flush things through your system. So that's my roundup for the Target probiotic blends. Now there were a couple of other ones that I did see that I didn't review, but they were all very similar to the other ones, and these ones I'd heard of before, so those are the ones I wanted to focus on today. Now there are some really great digestive enzyme supplements as well at Target, which I saw one of them is called Me Plus My Digest Results. And it looks like it has a fantastic list of digestive enzymes. So I would actually recommend taking a digestive enzyme with your probiotic and or prebiotic, just because they'll help each other along the way, and they can really help actually fix a lot of digestive problems, such as IBS. Now I want to reiterate that this is just my opinion. I've done quite a bit of research on all of these, but again, it's up to you, the consumer, to do your research as well. And this video may be part of your research, but I thoroughly suggest that you research the things on the ingredients list and the different strains of bacteria to see which research you believe and which evidence you believe in that will help you. So, if anyone would like me to do another video based on the different strains of bacteria, the different families of bacteria, I would love to do that as well. They all have different benefits, and they all have different levels of evidence suggesting whether they're actually beneficial to our health. So I will be doing another video based on my favorite probiotics and the probiotics that I've taken in the past that I've really liked. I did mention the Phillip's colon health one that I took previously a few years ago that I didn't actually notice a difference on. I didn't notice if it helped me feel better or worse or anything like that. But I will be mentioning in the next video which ones I have noticed a difference on. So that is all for this video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you did like the content, and I will see you all again very soon.